You ever want to see small things but make them big? Well, it's called a microscope, and we got one.
Welcome back, guys. Today we're going to check out some 3D printed parts under a microscope. We've got FDM, SLS, and SLA just to go through and look at some different things, some different interesting melty parts, and just the layer lines and different things on these different technologies.
When you use a microscope, 3D printing becomes a whole nother world. You see things that you would never see on a slice. You see artifacts and how and why those things actually happened up close. So it's actually a very valuable tool we found here at Vision Miner. So we're going to show you some of the things that we look at, and besides that, it's just entertaining. So it's always the fun part to get the microscope out.
Yeah, so we're going to go through a couple different types of 3D printing. Of course, parts printed on our high temperature 22 IDEX. So if you are looking for functional materials and stuff like that, that is our specialty. We sell all the major types of 3D printers, and we make our own for high-temp FDM. So give us a call, shoot us an email. These videos hopefully are entertaining and educational, but they also help us pay the bills. So we appreciate a like if you like it, but don't like it until the end. Let's dive right in.
No, you can like it now.
You
can just like it now.
You can like it now. All right, let's start with some FDM ULTEM 1010 printed on the 22. That's broken layer lines.
Let's see how it broke exactly.
Oh yeah, okay. So that's the edge
Get the light down
of the break, and as you can see, around the upper part, the part on the right side, it did not shear across the layer lines. We've got good layer adhesion. It's breaking nearly isotropically.
It's geometry that causes the break, not necessarily the printing.
Now, if we go right over here, we do see, if I can change the reflections.
Light.
There's a little bit along the layer lines, but then it just shears straight up and across. So that's a testament to...
Wait, this isn't against, no, they're not. This break, this horizontal break's not along the layer lines.
Like, so maybe it started at the part, but it depends where it was being squeezed and everything, but yeah, fascinating. Now, why does this happen?
Squeezing that on two sides.
Yeah, so the whole thing. Oh, but this is just a great break. I mean, look at that. It's beautiful.
Look how dry that filament is.
Yeah. Now, usually in FDM 3D printing, the weak direction is like the Z layers, right? So you're welding a layer and then a layer and then a layer. So,
but not when I print.
It's true.
That's wrong. I'm just kidding.
So usually parts will break on the Z layers, and it's just weaker inherently most of the time, depending how you print. So managing your thermal mass, managing your temperatures, your speeds, your feeds, everything really makes a big difference in the high temp world of printing, where a little adjustment can make a huge difference in the strength of a part.
This is ultimately, the reason it broke that way is because of temperature and speed. Pretty close to the right temperature and not too fast, because you can make these parts super brittle. But this was not. Look how dark that is. Why is that dark?
I think
is that just the light?
It's the angle of the light and the thickness of the material. Yeah. So on the edges and the corners here, there's more material.
So it's a little less opaque. Opaque, you can't see through it.
Opaque is non-transparent.
It becomes less transparent.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay.
What's next?
This part right here, what is this, CF Nylon or something?
Yeah, and that was just, I think I accidentally printed this without retractions.
Yep.
Because a lot of times I don't use any retractions for high temp materials, but this is not a high temp material.
Those are strings. I mean, it looks like entire lines of filament right there, but it's literally the stringing. These tiny little fluffy strings coming off. What was that one show? Like the world, the microscopic world or something on like Discovery Channel back in the day?
I don't know, my parents wouldn't let me watch Discovery Channel.
That's sad.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Only Fox and ESPN.
Okay, interesting.
There's a lot going on with this. Let me tear apart my own part by looking at it.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not dry enough.
Definitely not dry enough.
Not dry enough.
Why?
What
tells you that?
The surface texture and sheen.
Right. It's a little bit. It's not as smooth. It's almost bumpy. Like the layer lines aren't a smooth.
Do we have this? It looks more like PETG than nylon.
Those little strings, dude. So every time that it would go away, but we were printing multiple parts at the same time on this plate.
I don't remember,
I would
but
imagine. So this is probably it moving from this part to another part,
Yeah.
going back and forth.
with retractions off.
You know?
I want to see how our extrusion width is, extrusion multiplier. I can tell all that by looking at that. This part, it was a disaster. Look at those two raised ridges there at the top. Interesting. This is probably an overlap issue because it's interfacing with the innermost and then the infill top layers. So that's interesting. That's probably what's happening throughout the entire, even though we're only seeing it on the, what would that be, Z? That's probably what's been happening throughout the entire part. So this is being over-extruded slightly.
Yep. On purpose for these parts, right?
Yeah, but
hold
I think this was V1, so you can clean all that up. But this is why we use a microscope. Let's see how perfect
Yeah.
the first layer was. Is that good? Pretty good for wet nylon. You can see the carbon fiber weave.
The weave, oh yeah, of the plate,
Yeah,
of
that's
the
what
build
that
plates.
is.
The standard high temperature carbon fiber build plates on the 22 IDEX can leave a slight, very, very faint texture of the carbon fiber weave on your part.
I think that was, to be clear, a very, very old build plate that had a lot of the
Yeah.
resin pulled off.
Normally it's just smooth.
Yeah.
Let's look at the SLA and SLS parts because it's going to be a totally different type of technology.
SLA is absolutely my favorite. It's just because of how it, look at those.
So this is hollow. So to look at the part, here's the part. It's a Thor's hammer, printed in durable SLA on the Formlabs resin, which we sell at visionmiter.com. If you want any of the Formlabs products, SLA or SLS, we sell them all and we help you with them. So give us a call if you're interested in
That's
that.
durable? Yeah.
Yeah, it's
That is
durable.
that
So on the-
looks insane. I did not expect the resolution to be so good for durable.
Now, are those little cross hatches layer lines because it was printed at an angle, or is that part of the design?
No, you're gonna see this. You're gonna see the.
Oh,
okay. Those are layer lines. Every SLA part has layer lines.
Oh, there's the layer lines.
What?
Yeah.
So is this
So, I mean, it
printed
might-
flat?
These might also be layer lines if it's not a
What?
flat surface.
Look at that.
Because I think, yeah, see, it's not flat. So as you go throughout, it flattens out. But yeah, you can really see it up at the tip there, at the top crest.
Here, I'll give you more light.
You turn it at that angle, and right in the middle there, you can see those layers. Very interesting. Look at this SLA
Look at
sphere.
a ball. Yeah.
All right. Ooh!
So
That's just cool. So, I mean, those tessellations are that's
That's
the model.
that's the model.
That's
yeah,
the
but
3D model.
I haven't. That's cool.
But you can still see the layers. Wow, that's freaking legit.
This looks like a disco ball.
That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool looking. We got another. Oh, let's look at the clear.
That's gonna be.
All right, so
that's
clear.
my favorite. We'd have to move.
I mean,
this.
wow. Okay, so I think these are printed at a finer layer resolution. Oh, here I got a good thing on the layers. That's yeah, clear resin V5. Interesting. And this
Can I wonder if I could fit in a resolution differences.
Oh, wow. Interesting. Yeah, so you can see there's like massively more detail. Here, zoom in. So, I mean, there's no way you're getting that level of detail on FDM. I mean,
It's
you'd
really
have
go
to
for
use a 0.01 millimeter nozzle, which would practically be impossible with the rheology of the plastic. That is wild looking. Yeah, so you can see those
yeah.
layers. Wow, that is nuts. That is beautiful. Okay, let's look at some SLA parts. We got this tiny little thing for our UTM back there that we're doing material testing. Wow.
Yeah, you can see all the particles.
And then let's look on the inside of it. Okay, so on the outside surface, you see all the particles, and then the inside, you get this like very, what do you call that? It looks natural. It looks like just normal shearing and
Well, yeah, it looks like geodes. What rocks would do.
Yeah, like little clamp marks.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fascinating. And like every little skin cell and hair and everything that comes from anything shows up on this thing. In real industry, they're using everything from microscopes to ultrasound machines and x-rays and all sorts of other stuff for part inspection. So this is really just the first level of part inspection.
Wow, that's impressive.
Oh,
What is
nasty
that?
looking. So
Yeah, I use-
this part, that's from Inkbed. I got that years ago at a show, and it's like super, super, super flexible material. They specialize in that type of printing. Throw it back in, throw it back in.
Should I wash it first?
We should. Sorry, guys, if you have weak stomachs. You can see their layers.
I'm gonna squeeze it.
Like, looking at the part, the naked eye, you cannot see really. So, what? Oh, weird.
That's kind of, I don't know why, I hate that. that's something.
Oh, it's just moving.
Yeah, something about that's
Oh, it's crazy.
weird.
That is neat. Okay, so if you really do a squeeze and then just let it go.
I do not like that. We're gonna move on.
There's so much more. There is so much more. Oh my gosh, lattice structures.
Well, it's just the inner support interface.
Oh, that is crazy. If you guys want to see more of this, if you think this is enjoyable, and we have access to all this technology, and of course we sell it at visionminer.com, that's what we do every day. But if you like this type of content, let us know in the comments. What do you want us to show off? What do you want to see under a microscope, under something else? Let us know. This is the first level of inspection, really, when you're doing industrial production printing. You have to know that your parts are solid, that your parts are good and up to spec and don't have defects and things like that. So this is just one little step in industrial 3D printing that is just part of the process. Even in the tuning process.
The tuning is huge.
You know, like that one part is like, oh, it looks like my outline overlap is actually causing some extra bumps or something like that. It's important to know. So if you guys want us to continue diving in with this stuff, let us know in the comments down below. Like this video if you liked it. Subscribe for more.
I hope you guys do like it, because I want to do more of this. This is fascinating.
Yeah, great stuff. So thanks for watching. Have a positive rest of your day. We'll see you
next time.
on the next one. Do you have your glasses?
Yeah. Why? Because I didn't. It was
Yeah, because every time you focus, it's not it. It's funny.